Okay. Hi everyone. Uh, Thanks for coming this afternoon. Good to see you all. My name is Sung from Korea, and I'm specialized in education. My second language is English. My third language could be Japanese. Even though I forgot everything of Japanese, I still believe my third language is Japanese. Okay, here we are here to talk about the learning strategy and metacognitive strategy today, and I'm going to talk about more about learning strategy in second language acquisition, because we are here to study. Students are here to study English, and they really want to speak English more like native speaker. And some of teachers are really interested in learning second language. So I've got a story about my best friend in university. I used to hang out with him a year ago. We used to go to karaoke. We played soccer, basketball, drinking alcohol, even cram whole night before we test. But however, our report cards show me there's such a gap between us, because he got all the time A+ in his major subject, and he got all the time his scholarship, but I'm not. Even though we are spent whole time by doing same thing. And what difference between us? What difference between our grade or learning strategy? Actually, I could see he learned more efficiently more than me. That is because difference of learning strategy. Okay. Before I start, I'm gonna show some video clip about the dog driving, and this is. Have you seen this video clip in YouTube? No. Nobody? Okay. This is kind of funny. I beg, this is very funny. Okay, what do you think while you're seeing this video clip? What do you feel like? Are these dogs really adorable or really smart? I think, yes, they are. But I think we have to think about, how did trainers teach the dogs to drive? Okay, I'll give us 1 minute to think about it. Okay. I'll give the 1 minute. While they're dog training, driving a car, how the trainers teach to how the trainers give them something or using some strategy in this video clip.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
I guess they probably use the vocabulary. I mean, the turn on or turn left.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think dogs can memorize as much as humans do.
Mm-hmm.
Just probably they use some just a simple vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
That's my view.
Yeah, that's right. You got a point. That is really important. And whose other opinion, whose other thinking of this? Nobody wants to say this? Okay.
Repetition.
Repetition, right? Mm-hmm.
Practice.
Okay. Such as?
The trainer had to teach the dog the commands first,
Mm-hmm.
the words first, and then had to use them over and over and over again until the dog responded to the words.
That's right. That's right. Okay, I think the trainers are training the dogs with the phrases such as good boy, and ready, turning, like this. And the trainer gives them some treats, which is like food while they're doing correctly. And and those periods, and the dogs are trained for 2 months by a curriculum to teach them. And actually, there are a lot of trials and there are a lot of feedbacks to dogs. And finally, they can make the dogs drive a car. That is really amazing, really, because that is usual dog cannot drive a car. So this is really amazing. If you have a learning strategy, if you have a very good strategy of learning, you can see, you can get the purpose, you can get the goal rightly. That's why I show this video clip. And okay.
Now the dog drives like a 9-year-old person.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, there is no scene of accelerating, but actually they did. They pushed the accelerator. So yeah, actually they can drive a car. Of course, they are just trained by the trainers. Okay. What I'm going to give a lecture is about learning strategy, and one of the learning strategy, which is the metacognitive strategy. They're a really important part of your learning process, and actually, okay. Well, before we are talking about learning strategy, and this is kind of confused word because maybe somebody no idea about strategy. Here is a strategy. Strategy means using method or skills to achieve a goal on the purpose. Here's the definition of learning strategy. Conscious thought and actions that are intended to enhance the learning or use the target subjects. There is someone defined of this, and actually we are going to do is some activity. I'm gonna ask you what learning strategy have you used so far, and so I'll give 2 minutes to come up with your idea, or you can talk with your peer, you can talk with your partner and on your next seat. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes.
What learning strategy? Just kind of networking. I don't push myself. Just reading and writing, or just I learn something by nature, naturally. Yeah, just watch video or just reading book or And you? Pretty much the same, yeah. Right? Yeah, I don't push myself too much. Yeah, me too. I don't push myself. It's kind of stressful. Yeah. I'm not pretty good at memorizing. There's some tricks, there's like special. Oh, yeah? Yeah, me too. But I don't learn language very well.
It's a lot of memorizing.
Yeah. Have you tried? Yeah. Oh, really? What language? Japanese? What did you do? I can speak a little bit, but not enough. It's taking a long time. Yeah.
So what language can you speak?
I cannot remember.
A little bit French.
It's really hard for
Can you speak a little bit of French?
language. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
You should. Monsieur?
Yeah.
Of course.
It is.
Bien sûr. Bien sûr. Bien sûr. It's quite difficult. Bien sûr.
In the country and talking to people who live there. If I try to learn it from a book, it's very difficult for me.
Of course, yeah. That's right. That's why I'm here to study English, yeah. Even though I've studied for more than 10 years in Korea, but I couldn't say anything in English.
Really?
Yeah.
And now that you're here,
Yeah, now I can speak a little bit English. So,
I didn't do it.
yeah.
you're doing very well.
Different topic.
Okay. Let me start. Okay, who's go first? Who's want to say about this? Or you can tell about the other persons.
I do it.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, for me, first of all, I don't push myself, which is that if I want to learn something, especially English, I don't push myself, honestly. Just I listen, write, and read and speak, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
And
So read and listen, which is
yeah, just kind of naturally.
naturally,
Yeah.
or what that you're interested in.
Yeah,
You're
right.
interesting you.
Just especially watching a movie
Uh-huh,
or
uh-huh.
talk with someone, and read books. That's just, how do I like to say, to learn naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I learn English.
Yeah, there you go. And who's next? Who want to say about strategy, your own strategy about learning any type of subject or learning English or learning the other language? Why are you so shy?
You can pick a bit.
Okay. Sorry, what is your name? Yeah.
Well, my partner,
Uh-huh.
and we actually both have the same learning strategies. We like to study in quiet space because we want to concentrate. So it has to be very quiet,
Okay, you make
no distractions.
mhm. And try to avoid the distractor, right? Anything else? Okay, Sue.
I like to learn all the pieces first
Mhm.
and then put them together. So for me, the first thing I would want to learn is vocabulary.
Mhm.
And then after that, I would want to know the grammar.
Mhm.
And then I would try to put the two together. The vocabulary and the grammar would then work together.
Mhm.
And then I would want to practice a lot.
Which means inductive learning.
That's a good word, but if you could explain that to me or somebody else, that'd be helpful.
Okay.
Inductive learning. What is
Okay.
inductive learning?
Inductive learning is select some of the example and then you can finally get some definition or some rules. Like okay. I'm sorry. This is not, yeah. Sue will die someday, and you will die someday. Me die. I'm dead someday. So therefore, all people, all mankind will die. Like this, right? This is inductive learning. Anyway, I think this is out of topic anyway. Yeah. Sorry. I think this is good start. And actually, when I study English and when I study learning, when I start to learning the other languages, I had no idea what I was doing as a language learner. I just attend the class. I just wrote down something. I just listened what teacher said. That's all. I didn't do anything. I didn't think about what I had to do. But in learning strategy, the means is there are things you can do consciously to help you improve how you're doing, how you're learning in the class. That is the meaning of the learning strategy. Okay, let's move on to the next page. Okay. Actually, learning strategy is often categorized according to three main types. There are three main types of learning strategy. First, cognitive strategy. Cognitive strategy means, like you said, just watching movie or read the book that you really like, you're really interested in, and make a quiet place sometimes, but this is not exactly cognitive strategy. Anyway, watching movie and read book that you're really interested in, which could be cognitive strategy. This is kind of cognitive strategy. While you're studying something, that cognitive strategy may help you understand, comprehend, or memorize some studying. That is on the doing task, on the tech while they're studying. They can use those. They can use cognitive strategy in this period. And the second is a group of learning strategy called socio-affective strategy, which have to do how regulate our emotions, our feelings, and motivation or attitude. That's really important. When I came here first, I was so nervous. I have really nervous when I talk with the native speakers, because I would be afraid of making mistakes if this form is right or this form is wrong. I would be very afraid of this. And actually, I'm so shy, to be honest. I'm so shy that I cannot make conversation easily with the native speaker. That is a really problem. And actually, in terms of social and affective strategy, that you have to regulate yourself emotionally, and you can regulate, you can control your mind or your feelings. That make you more confident. That is a really good plan. That also play critical roles when you're studying. Okay. Okay. Final one is metacognitive strategy. Do you know metacognitive means? Metacognitive means? Nobody knows, right? Yeah. This is meta. Meta means sort of on the top of, and awareness of yourself on the task. So you have to know you do is to plan and monitor and evaluate and giving some feedback. You can figure out what process, what your studying process, what is your studying process, and by planning. Actually, metacognitive means it's quite difficult, right? It's quite difficult to understand. Do you understand what does mean? Actually, yeah, metacognitive strategy is thinking about thinking, which means on the top you have to be on the top of your learning, and then you can see what process you're doing, what you're learning, how can you learning. Be here and you can see what process they are. Actually, this means the process of your learning, and be here and you can oversee what you're going to do, what you're doing and what you've done. Checking back, and from those periods you can see what problem you have, and you can see how can you better language learner. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay. Let's move on. I will start from now on about metacognitive strategy. Meta means, like I said, meta is above top, and cognition means thinking. So this is easy to understand. This is the best way to thinking about metacognition is thinking about thinking. How you're thinking now? How should I thinking? How should I think about learning? So self-awareness is very important. By learning those metacognitive strategy, you can know yourself. You can get self-awareness, and by planning and monitoring, evaluate on this process. By planning what you're going to do, by monitoring what you are doing now, by evaluation what you've done, and finally you can get the feedback or solution. That is really, that process all the time to circulate. By circulating this process, you can figure out what problem you have, what you have to do during the test, or what you have to do while you're learning language or any type of subject. Okay, I will elaborate on more about this. And first is planning. Planning is planning consists of steps before your task, and it includes advanced organization. Advanced organization means okay. Let me give some example. In terms of a listening task, we have to figure out what subject they're gonna give, and what vocabulary they are, or the outcome that we're supposed to get in this listening. And second one, directed attention. Directed attention means if you decide to focus on which task, you have to focus on rightly on the same track, which means you try to avoid this distractor, like doing Facebook. While when you go back your house, you were supposed to study, but you were doing Facebook or playing game, or sometimes you watch the movie. Sometimes this is good, but sometimes it's not good, I think. Yeah. And the last one is selective attention. Selective attention means you have to you have to decide the specific aspect of a task, which means when you want to take a test like TOEFL, which problem form is there, how many listening problem are there. Like this, you have to figure out what you're specifically focused on there. And actually, selective attention make you focus on the task more easily, because it makes you not because you have to concentrate concentrate on the same track. So this is very good. And here's the example. You have to set a goal. There's not only general goals, but also you have to make some specific goals, such as I want to be a teacher. I want to be an English teacher. Then what I have to do? Then you have to make a specific goals, like daily schedule or weekly schedule. You have to stick. Like we did last month. We did writing a we wrote a thesis. Like this, on the process, we have to make a schedule. Or like on this week we have to do that, and due Friday you have to make your template like this. This is this is very important on your test. And second stage of learning metacognitive strategy is monitoring. Monitoring is a verification of comprehension in learning language and in learning something. There are two types of the comprehension monitoring and double check monitoring. That is, I'll give some example. I'll give some example in terms of listening, because listening is very important, I think. Anyway, comprehension monitoring. When you listen, when we have to check the comprehension in the first listen, and then we have to double check our comprehension in the second time on the test. And there's an example by doing review, by reviewing what you learned from your school, what you learned from your teacher. You've got to figure out what you are going to do. What you wrote down, you have to take time to see what you're going to do, what you did in the class, and then they might have some structure that you wrote at the classroom. At those, by overseeing those process, you may have you may find out some problem in this, and I think I should have slept on the classroom like this, because sometimes there are some stains or like saliva stains in the notebook like this. In my case, okay. And next one is evaluation. That is, evaluation strategy allow us to allow us to make a judgment about how we effectively work on the process, on the learning. So there are two types of evaluation strategy. First one, performance evaluation, and second one, strategy evaluation. This is not complicated. Performance evaluation is like report card. How much you get the score? How much are you good at your studying or your major? This report card show the report card show us about our performance degree. And second one is strategy evaluation, which means we have to figure out what our strategy is working well or effectively working. We have to know. We have to verify this. And there are examples. We have to be honest, and we have to be honest while you're evaluating your process. You have to figure out what problem you have. Do you really know about this information? Like this. And pop quiz, sometimes you make a pop quiz or create some question, and then you have to answer by yourself. This makes you more like good self-evaluation. The last one is problem solving. Problem solving is by giving some feedback and verify and try to find some solution from your process, your evaluation, and then you get the feedback. That is a really important part of your process, your learning. Okay, by circulating this process, you might know yourself yourself and how much you have ability of metacognitive strategy. And you can find some parts there are some problem like this. And I'll give some example here. Okay. Who's going to be your example? Okay, Sue. When Sue got this report card, she was surprised because she got the D plus when the final exam. She was so surprised, and she disappointed because she thought she was supposed to get more than B plus, but she gets this D plus. So she started to find some problem that she has. But during this, try to find some her problem by monitoring what she's doing. Actually, she's not good at doing homework. She's just roughly do homework and just submit some essay roughly. So that might be a problem in her grades. So she wants to figure out that is reevaluation when you find out her problem, and then she wants to make sure to do homework very well, and then she finally get the score. But actually however she got the C plus. That is not supposed to her in her mind. Her supposed to get. Actually, he tried to find the other problem. Actually, she was studying. She was spent a lot of time and money on studying, on tutoring, on personal tutoring. But so she couldn't concentrate on her public class, and finally she find the problem. She didn't concentrate on her public classroom, so she decided to make sure to concentrate on the public schools, and she don't because the public schools is really important to take an exam or doing something to get the score. Okay, let's move on. I'm doing the kind of experiment. This is okay. This experiment is I will show some 25 words which is not related with each other for 75 seconds, and you have to try to remember, but you can't write down anything. You just by seeing those words and try to remember on yourself. Especially even spelling, you have to memorize of this. Okay. Do you have any pens in your? Do you have pen? Yes. You have? No. I mean, each person have a pen. Has a pen? Do you have? Do you want to get my paper? Okay. I'll give it I'll show 25 words which is not related with each other for 75, which means each 3 seconds you can see one word and try to remember what they are. Okay. Oh. Okay. Are you ready? No, you can't. Just now you can see how many words you remember. Okay, let me start. I'll give 1 minute. Figure out how many words do you think you remember. Okay? Don't try to write down some words. Just write down how many, the number of words you think you remember. Yeah. Really? Yeah. The number of words you think you remember. I think everything is done, right? Are you done? Okay, okay. Are you done? Okay. And from this time, you have to write down how many, you have to write down the words that you remember as much as you can. Okay, start. I'll give 4 minutes or 3 minutes if you finish early. How about you? Yeah. Do you have a seat? Okay. Why are you late?
Sorry.
Do you want to join us?
Yes.
But yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
doing so well when you're giving the list.
I know this is difficult because in my case I remember just 5 words in my case, so that's fine. You don't need to worry about it. I'm not good at remembering. Oh, here, thank you.
I just wasn't scared.
Oh, yeah. One word. Well, I might not even be correct. I think that's wasn't trying.
Are you done? Are you done? Okay, okay, okay. Okay, let me start. Okay, I will show you the words, 25 words again, and try to correct how many words you remember. Okay? Did you check it? Whole thing? How many words do you wrote? Do you think you remember? And how many words do you correct? Did you correct? You want to show? You want to see this again? Okay. Okay. Now from now on, you have a paper sheet, right? Now you have to change with your partner. Change your partner with your partner. Okay, you can change yours.
Really?
You can read my writing.
Okay. Okay. Let's compare with the number of words that you think you remember, and the words you really write down correctly. Could you compare with this? Okay, because this is to be you should be honest because this is sometimes some people won't really try to behind their score their results. And okay, and role of the metacognitive strategy is to know how much you really know. Can you describe this information? Can you explain? Can you teach this for the others? So the reason why I do this experiment is to know how much you have metacognitive ability, how much you really know about yourself. So do you have a result card of your partner? So maybe someone have the few difference between what you think the number of words and the words you really write correctly. Maybe some people who have a high ability of metacognition result in the few difference. But the other students who have a little bit low faculty of learning metacognitive strategy is results in such a big difference between the number of words and what you write down. So I don't want to see your results, but you just keep your mind how much you really know about this information. This is kind of experiment for fun, but this is not actually fun. Anyway, I was doing this for just to understand better, just how much you have to understand metacognitive strategy, and what is the key point of metacognitive strategy. Actually, this is not a good standard because there are a lot of distractor like some people doesn't care, some people don't like doing this. So there are so many exceptional things, but exceptional things. So I want you all to take this result with a huge grain of salt. Anyway, next part is that part is the salient point of my today's lesson. Which is how can we deal with the metacognitive strategy in real life, in your life. That's really important, and I will show you. First of all, be honest. As I said many times, you have to be honest. If you really know about this information, could you explain about this really? Or you have to figure out how many how much metacognitive ability you have. So here is, I've got the picture on it. That is the self-portrait from Go. We have to see yourself how much you really know about this. And by doing this, you can see what problem you have and what is the vulnerable point of your studying. So, okay. What is your name? I know, but
Vayu.
Vayu. Okay, Vayu, will you stand up, please?
Oh.
I'm gonna ask. Yeah, because you're late today. If you don't mind, I will ask some few questions. Okay. Do you know what philosophy is?
No.
Could you teach me a little bit? Just a little bit. You don't need to describe all things. Like we said, we talk about the Confucianism.
Oh, Confucianism?
Yeah.
Philosophy. What do you want me to say? Could you say something like a quote, philosophical quote? I have no idea.
Okay, and okay. Next question. I will give a next question. No, don't sit. Have a sit. Okay.
Don't sit?
Don't sit.
Oh, okay.
What is your major?
Psychology.
Psychology. So could you explain what psychology is?
Oh my god.
This is your major. You have to guarantee. You have to explain it.
A simple, I don't know, it's a human mental state.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I didn't expect it. Anyway, okay, thank you very much. Have a seat. Okay, when I asked her about philosophy, she was murmuring, she was hesitating many times,
Yes.
because she doesn't have any idea of philosophy, even if we talk about a lot of philosophy. But when I asked her major and her psychology, she can explain a little bit more. It's just a little bit. Because she's specialized in psychology. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much. This is good. Okay, what difference between the psychological thing, psychology and philosophy? Why does she do like this? I mean, she was hesitating in the philosophy, and she can explain a little bit about the psychology. That is, she knows about her major, her special area, special territory. She knows. So, if you want to know, you have to be honest. You have to be honest how much you really know, and then if you want to see how much you really know, you have to explain about it by yourself or teach by yourself. And secondly, start early. Everybody knows, but nobody does. Like this, we have to make a schedule. Like I said, set the weekly goal, weekly schedule, or daily schedule. By doing this, you can follow those steps, and you know what you are doing, what you are going to do in this. And please, I'm begging you. This is tough, though. You have to follow these steps, like we did, and don't cram whole night before you test, because otherwise it is really useless of your awareness. Let's move on to next one is teaching. Teaching is the best way of learning, because when you have some question, or when you learn something from the teacher, I don't think you understand all of things. So by teaching the others, you can make your structure, like scheme of your knowledge. By making those structure, you can see which vulnerable part you have, and you can see how can this information make simpler than you knew that. So teaching is very important, and there is example of Wikipedia. Usually people give a Wikipedia knowledge. Do you really think the people are doing this for Wikipedia? Nobody wants to say. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I think so. But there are not only they want to give Wikipedia knowledge, but also they want to get some information, gain information by doing this. That is a really important part of this. So if you want to be a specialist or expert, you have to teach the others. And if you are a visual person, or if you're a visual person, you can you can remind of something you wrote down on the whiteboard when you take a test. Or if you are auditory person, you can remind of what you said when you're teaching the other your friends. That's a really important part of learning strategy. Next one is study often. Like this forgetting curve, like forgetting curve shows, they goes down, and finally you don't have any idea of your knowledge. So if you study often, you may this curve might bump up, and you can memorize it very well. And by doing this, you can make knowledge into a long-term memory. That is really important. Next stage is self-evaluate. Like I said, you have to make some quizzes by yourself and try to answer it. And finally you can get your status, and don't look over your result of, like, if you get this the report card, don't throw away, don't tear those things, because this is a good indication of your knowledge of your metacognitive strategy. There is a devices and material. Device and material can help you to understand what you learned. Like Prezi that I'm using now. This could be a visual thing, so you can get information more. You can understand better than you did, like just by talking. And there are computer and books. If you are a good reader, you can read books. You are a visual person. You can, by seeing those movies, you can see you can gain information in various ways. So this is also very important. Next stage is take a break. I think someone is very sleepy now, I know, but yeah, take a break. Sometimes for a study 1 hour, and take a break for 10 minutes. Regularly, you need to take a break. In my case, I usually take a walk for a while, and then I can get some information, and I understand in new perspective. So sometimes take a break. Don't cram.
Hug the tree?
Yeah, sometimes. Why not? Why not? Nature. Okay, have fun, guys. Have fun, dude. And have fun is really good tools to raise your concentration. Because someone doesn't have a concentration like you. Yeah. Because you're not interested in my... No. Anyway, if you want to you want to have fun, or if you want to get more job or get your studying, you have to have fun. By doing this, you can get more concentration. That is good for your studying. Set a goal. I said many times, many times. I give some example of this. There's a soccer player. There's a soccer game. In terms of soccer, the soccer player in the stadium, their goal is to set a goal, right? So, however, the soccer games barely ends 0-0 or 1-0, but players don't give up. They keep trying to constantly set a goal, and finally they set a goal. They achieve the goal. That is really important, like doggy driving. Last but not least, you have to figure out your place where you can study well. You can feel very comfortable when you where you at the place where you study. Because you have to put yourself on comfortable zone of your studying, and you have to make sure where is your efficient place to study. And there's example. Some of really like to study in the library. Who's like studying in library? Yes. Someone like studying. Someone like studying the bus. Yeah. When I was a high school student, I used to study on the bus because I used to commute to school all the time, and it takes more than 30 minutes every day. So I have to study. I have to spend time on being on the bus. And someone like studying on bed. Really?
I'm doing, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
As long as I'm on the bed, I fall asleep every day.
Oh, really?
So it doesn't hurt, I'm sure.
Yeah, sometimes I do, but yeah, usually sometimes I study on the bed because I don't have a bed in my house. And this place is the really favorite place. I can concentrate on all of things. While I preparing this lecture, I was in the bathroom before I give. Yeah, that's why I was waiting for someone. But every time there is someone. And okay. To recap, according to my lecture, there are three main type of learning strategy. First one is cognitive strategy and social affective strategy, and last but not least, this each learning strategy playing critical roles. Above all, metacognitive strategy is really important that I mentioned many times, because this metacognitive strategy means you have to oversee what you are doing. By doing this, you know yourself. This is very basic, and this is very essential things that you have to care about. You have to care of, and by seeing those periods, you can see what problem you have, and you will find out some solution and verify and find your solution. That's why I gave a lecture today to the lesson for this, because this is very important. And today, not today, next lesson I'm gonna talk about the cognitive learning strategy and social affective strategy more detail. And if I have time, I'm gonna talk more about learning style. Anyway, okay. Anyways, thanks for coming today. Yes, let's call it today lesson. Okay, good. Oh, sorry. I have to give. No. No, I have to give a homework. Okay. This is what we do. We did already. What strategy have you used so far? But the special thing is your own strategy, your special strategy you used when you're studying English or studying something. That is the homework. I will check on the next lecture, and don't be late. Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck.